Filmmaking has always been about storytelling, but in today's world, technology shapes how these stories come to life. From the very first shot to an equal upload, every tool, every piece of software, and every online source played a critical role in the bringing Killer Queen to life. This is how I integrated technology into my product. At the start of this project, I began with just my phone. But as my vision and my group's vision evolved, it became clear that we needed better technology. Thanks to our teacher, Mr. Zacharias, we upgraded to a panoramic camera, which opened up new possibilities for our work. We experimented with different lenses to control depth of field and perspective, resulting in a much crisper videos. This was especially useful for catching and capturing dynamic moving shots. To further enhance our footage, we use stabilizers to eliminate any kind of shaky camera work. For lighting, we use professional equipment including softboxes and even crafted DIY solutions with reflectors and multiple flashlights you would find in a kitchen drawer. Sound quality was just as important to us. We utilized small microphones to ensure crisp audio, which each piece of hardware we added contributed to another layer of depth to our overall film quality. One of the biggest advantages of today's filmmaking, the internet. I learned everything from basic camera techniques to advanced color grading on YouTube, tutorials, and filmmaking forums. Whenever I hit a wall for anything, whether it was fixing audio issues or learning a new transitional technique, I turned to online research. I discovered so many filmmaking hacks, like using a plastic bag as a DIY film filter to make videos look older, or adjusting white balance manually through cinematic color tones. Every trick I picked online helped me save time and improve my flow work. Another thing I would like to add is the small camera that we used for recording the therapy session. We use this for only when older Roxy is talking, thus to create the effect that she is being recorded as a therapy session. Now, this camera is a Canon model. I don't know the specific model, but it's a Canon model. I tested many different cameras, ranging from Polaroid to the VV Star, a local Walmart product. I tested all of them to see which one's best, and clearly you can tell that the Canon is the best, as it has the highest quality, as it is also the most expensive camera out of the three, as it's in the hundreds, as the other cameras are in the low 10s and 50s, if you know what I mean. So for overcoming technical limitations, we didn't only have technical limitations, we also had human error limitations. So starting with the human error limitations, a lot of it was due to not knowing when the camera was starting. There would be bloopers. Some of us would say our lines. Some of us would be like, wait, shoot, we were starting. We had a lot of that, as well as some of us didn't even know that we were filming. Like, we weren't filming. Like, we didn't hit the button to film. Or we lost footage, which was a really big issue a lot of the times due to us not having the tools to take off the film from the microchip from the Canon camera and from the Panasonic, so then we'd have to redo camera shots, as well as sometimes the camera would glitch, then having this cause to redo it, making more time, making there less time for editing, and just put us on a smaller scale. But everything was a lesson in disguise, and we got over it, and our clips end up looking better than they originally did, and everything happens for a reason, and we took it all into a lesson. Especially me, I learned how to make my clips look better and more crisp throughout this, so I'm actually grateful we had human error and technological errors. Yeah. So now looking back upon my old footage, even from my midterm, all the footage was really shaky. Even in the beginning weeks when we were filming, small filming segments, they were just shaky, improperly framed. They had flat lighting, but I was overall, going over the weeks, I got more exposed to advanced cameras, like I said, like the Panasonic camera. I started to control my visuals using stutter speed to create motion blur, adjusting iOS for low light settings, and experimenting with frames, rates for slow motion, and time-lapse effects. Each tool taught me very important lessons. Once filming was a wrap, the real challenge started to begin: editing of post-production. I started with the simple editing tools, but as my vision expanded, so did the software choices. I transitioned from beginner apps to Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, I know it is required to use Adobe Premiere Pro, but for clipping, I needed to use CapCut or the camera, but the thing is that it wasn't transitioning properly, so I had to go to Premiere Pro, but it actually was better, and it made the clips actually make it easier to go to the exact clipping that I wanted, which was such a time saver, as well as I learned how to advance color grading to make parts of the film look more nostalgic or more like we were at a prom. Audio mixing and visual effects was also really interesting to do, which was actually quite easy after learning how to do it. Typography was another unexpected challenge. Trying to find the right style for title sequences took multiple envisions. Even placing of cuts made a huge difference in building tension for Killer Queen. Then it came to the final step, to sharing the film. I researched different ways how to reach my audience through YouTube, Tubi, however you say that. Film festival submissions and social media teasers. Each platform had its own best practices, and I understand these would help me minimize my reach and get them out there. Filmmaking is never just about the story. It's about the tools, the learning process, and the creative problem solving along the way. Technology didn't just help me make this film, it shaped the way I told this story. Every mistake, every breakthrough, and every moment of trial and error led me to something greater. And that's a beautiful thing about filmmaking. There's always more to learn, more to experiment with, and more stories waiting to be told. This was Killer Queen, and this was how technology made it possible.